Okay, so in most of the organism, the male gamete is motile and female gamete is stationary, that is non-motile. In few organisms, mainly you have algae, most of the algae, and some of the fungi. Here, both the gametes are motile. So, in some organisms like some of the algae and a few fungi, both the gametes are motile. So, when we have motile gametes, there is a need of medium. So, as we have this condition in most of the organism where male gamete is motile and female gamete is non-motile, so there is a need of medium. So, this medium can be water, so that this male motile gamete can swim and reach the egg or ovum, so that it can fuse with it and result in fertilization. So, when you take the plants like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, they need water medium for the movement of the male gamete. They need water for the movement of the male gamete, so that it can swim and reach the egg and what you call fertilize the egg. So here the male gametes are transferred through the agency or medium of water. So a kind of sexual reproduction where male gametes can be transferred through the external medium, that is water. So this you can call it as zooidiogamy, a kind of sexual reproduction in which male gametes are transferred through the external medium, that is water. This we call it as zooidogamy. Then regarding the higher planes, see, when the male gametes are released into the water medium, the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete is chance factor. So, to increase the chance of syngamy, the number of male gametes produced will be enormous. Thousands of male gametes will be produced in comparison to the number of the female gamete produced, especially when water is a medium for the movement of the sperm or the male gamete, so that it can swim and reach the egg and fuse with the egg. So, when this kind of what I call event where water is the medium for the movement of the male gamete, there to enhance the chance of the syngamy or fertilization, the number of the male gamete should be produced. Thousands of male gametes, more number of male gametes in comparison to the number of the female gametes produced here. That we should remember. Now, moving on to the higher plants. In case of higher plants, especially flowering plants, angiosperms, here pollen grains will carry the male gamete. Pollen grains will carry the male gametes. These pollen grains have to be carried to the stigma of a flower. These pollen grains are produced in the anther. The male reproductive structure, stamen, contain anther. Anther will produce the pollen grains. On the maturity of the anther, anther will dehisce and release, burst these pollen grains. So these pollen grains have to reach the stigma of the flower. So this is the ovary, style and stigma. We have a stamen. In the stamen, we have pollen sacs, microsporangia, where pollen grains are produced. These pollen grains which are produced here in the microsporangia, on the maturity of the anther, anther will be dehisced, and these pollen grains which are there, these pollen grains have to reach the stigma of the flower. Pollination can lead to fertilization later on. Without pollination, the pollen grain, which is considered as a male gametophyte, this pollen grain carry the male gamete. Pollen grain will produce these male gametes through mitosis. So these male gametes which are present in the pollen grain has to be carried to the stigma of the flower. Then this pollen grain can reach here, later on can affect into fertilization. Now, the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the flower, we call it as pollination. So pollination is essential for the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the flower. When the flower is bisexual, when the flower has both anther as well as stigma, stamen and carpel, when it is bisexual, in the bisexual flower, anther and stigma, anther is the part of the stamen, stigma is the part of the pistil or carpel. They are very close to each other. They are very close to each other. When the anther mature in a bisexual flower, when the anther mature, easily the pollen grains will be dusted onto the stigma in a bisexual flower. So here we can expect self-pollination, self-fertilization. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the same flower, and both the sexes are present in the same flower, and these sexes are present very close to each other. When the anther on its maturity dehisces, that bursting force itself results in the liberation of the pollen grain falling on the stigma, affecting into pollination. So this is how in a bisexual flower you can see self-pollination, which can lead to the transfer of pollen grains to the stigma of the flower. Now in some other cases, the plant is a dioecious plant. Their male plant and female plants are separately present, and the flowers can be unisexual. In such case, we can see another kind of pollination. Cross-pollination. When the flowers are unisexual, when there are dioecious plants, there to transfer the pollen grain onto the stigma, there is a need of external agents which can carry the pollen grains onto the stigma. The external agents can be wind, can be water, or any other biotic agent, living agent like insect, birds, etc. So that result in the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma. So pollen grains will fall onto the stigma. After the pollination process now, this pollen grain, what is that? This pollen grain has to germinate. So there will be pollen pistil interaction. There will be chemical dialogue established between the pollen grain outer layer, that is the exine layer, and the stigmatic surface. Due to the continuous chemical dialogue between the pollen grain and the stigma and even style, what happens? The stigma will provide certain fluids so that the pollen grain can germinate. So this pollen grain will germinate and it will produce pollen tube. This pollen tube will carry the male gametes. Pollen grain is a haploid male gametophyte. It is going to produce usually 2 male gametes through 2 mitotic divisions. So these male gametes, these are male gametes. These are carried through pollen tube. In the ovary, we have ovule. This is the ovule. This ovule contains female gametophyte. This is the female gametophyte. What you are saying? This is female gametophyte or embryo sac which contain egg or ovum. Egg or ovum. So this pollen tube carry the male gametes towards this ovule containing egg. After that, this pollen tube will enter into the embryo sac. There it will discharge the male gametes. These male gametes will take part in fertilization event. Now in this process, this is the kind of sexual reproduction where the male gametes are carried through pollen tube towards the egg or the ovum which is situated inside the female gametophyte or embryo sac of ovule. So a kind of sexual reproduction in which the male gametes are carried through the pollen tube of the pollen grain toward the egg for effecting fertilization. This you can call it as sphenogamy. This is called as sphenogamy. So one we have zooidiogamy and another one we have sphenogamy. So this is about the gamete transfer. So here in case of higher planes, the pollen grains are the carrier of the male gametes. Okay, so through pollination process, these pollen grain can reach the stigma of the flower. So this is about the gamete transfer. So these are the 2 events which we see in pre-fertilization event. Moving on to the next event now, that is fertilization.
ಸರ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.